Apparently, glam is endgame, just like housing, playing instruments, and mahjong. It's something I somewhat understand, since 2B leggings don't protect you from emotional damage, and 60% of the player base cares too much about their thick thighs, rather than to dress up for the job. At this point, Final Fantasy XIV isn't an MMO anymore, but an indie dress-up game. Welcome to Barbie 14, Eorzeans! Glam is deceiving. Your portrait might scream half-naked e-girl, but the only thing you will attract are debuffs, weird lizards, and player commendations you probably didn't deserve in the first place. What you deserve is a smack on the head. I will bonk the horny out of you. Although, I think it's funny how some people aren't dressed for the job at all. Like, we are going to bleed, burn, suffer, and here they are, believing in thick thighs save lives. Glamming your gear is what makes you stand out in a crowd. Let me help you. For those who don't know how to glam, this NPC, whom you have passed at least 7 times before, will give you 2 quests to unlock glam plates and the ability to craft glamour prisms. After that, you want to go to one of the big cities and make your way to an inn room with the item you want to wrap your body in. There you will find the good old glamour dresser, where you can start playing Dress Up XIV. If your item has the dresser icon, you can throw it in along with a glam prism, adjust your plates, add some dye, save and apply. Congratulations, you are now a fashionista. Now to spend 30 minutes G-posing and creating a portrait that will revert anyway. You can, however, cast glam on individual items. But like why? Just use glam plates instead. Now why should you glam? It's simple, to look good. But here's a twist. The glam business is one big Ponzi scheme. You think others look good in their comfy pajamas? Well, guess what? They persuade you so you would buy one too for a ridiculous price. What? They want your gil. But glam adds that extra cool factor to your character or job. For example, mages get hats. The bigger, the better. Paladins make you go blind. Dark knights make you go broke. Dragoons comparing stick sizes. And dancers have at least 1 glam plate with 2B boots and leggings. I even met people going all the way to get a glam piece only for it to be undyeable. Yeah, these exist. Some Eorzeans are trading their sanity for a fancy ring of fire on their back that looks a bit scuffed when running around. You will find a lot of good gear on the market board, from retainer ventures, trials, raids, beast tribes, wolf's den pair, and the gold saucer. You can be whoever you want to be, whether you are dressed in ancient steel, the nicest dress, cosplaying a character, into casual clothing, or a fan of the color hot pink. But why are you still half naked dancing around like this is VR chat? There are unsupervised children running around. If dressing up is your thing, then Fashion Report is your weekly priority and it's one of the good ways to farm MGP. It's simple. Get the necessary body pieces and get judged what looks like a plague doctor? After being judged, how rude, you will receive a minimum of 10,000 MGP. If you dress up as a clown, then you will gain an additional 50,000, for a total of 60. Hitting a score of 100 unlocks the title Fashion Leader, and you can be the new fashion designer for Louis Vuitton, Prada Robert, Hermes, and even Dior, Recall of Light. Every week in every Final Fantasy XIV Discord server you're in, there is this one bot that tells you what to wear and where you can find the items. It's that easy. Now, if you don't like glamming yourself, you can always glam NPCs instead. Certain side quests like custom deliveries, adventurer squadrons, summoner or scholar job quests allow you to glam a certain individual. Custom Deliveries introduces an NPC that you can dress up to your liking upon reaching satisfaction level 5. And goddamn, some of you are down bad. I have seen your Reddit post. I've seen how you turned Amelians into your sickest fantasy by giving her hempen camise and thigh-high boots. Why? I need a bigger bat for this one. Adventure Squadrons is your personal light party, where you are the mentor raging at NPC sprouts for not doing their job. Give them some glam to make them look professional. Summoners and scholars can pick up a blue quest in order to glam their carbuncle. You Pokemon fans can have a fun time creating Eevee, but that's it. But if you want to be a hardcore glamour, you can always go for Gil instead of MGP. You can try your hands at glam competitions, which is harder than any of those 12 S's you've done, And it's not for the faint of heart. 1 line of participants, 1 critically acclaimed judge, 1 glam to show the world, and 1 million gil to take home. Hope you still got a belt for this wild ride. In order to win, you need to be creative, have access to dungeons, trials, raids, and have some gil to spend. First, you need a theme. This is where the misery begins. People tend to start from an item and work their way around it. Or, you can start with a healthy dose of inspiration by browsing the Eorzea collection. There, you will find a large amount of glams that will feed your imagination. You can filter by job, level, and even the item itself. After that, you need to make sure your glam looks original. No easy copycats. Other participants will notice it and call you out on it. Next, you need to know if all slots have been used. Some competitions grant you extra points if your accessories are glammed too. Pretty cool! The usage of mock station items is prohibited because it involves committing legal RMT, which will give people an unfair advantage. Seasonal event items might be allowed, depending from comp to comp. Do your items go well together? A metal plated top with a leather bottom does not go hand in hand. Check if your glam doesn't clip anything else. And to finish it off, color. Some people think they have the same shade on different pieces. This and this looks the same to me, but somehow it isn't. Massive rip if you don't get this correctly. So there you are, ready to participate as you arrive at the venue. You see this massive line of participants in front of you. Experienced people will make a macro for their PowerPoint presentation, which somehow adds an extra point. I don't want to stress you out, but this will probably take 1 hour before it's your turn. Just right-click the person in front of you and select follow. Therefore, the line moves up and you don't leave a giant space while you're AFK. Try to learn from the people on stage. They might give you some inspiration for the next time. Finally, it's your turn to go on stage. Stressed out that you might fail, which is probably the case? Relax. I want you to stay calm. It's just a show and tell. I know you might not like show and tell, but I am here for you. That 1 million gil is going straight into your pocket. And it's a 7 out of 10. Good enough. Just kidding. This is how it actually went. First, arrive at the venue early to claim a spot in line. Lose track of time and come back only to it at the back. Observe the competition and see what other participants come up with. I have yet to see someone win with 2B attire. Well shit, it happened. Adjust your macro for maximum points and then it's showtime.
Well done, 10 out of 10! Alright, who's next?
Hello there. Hello there. How's it going? Ramm.
The theme for my glam? I am exposing the bun boy slavery that is happening right now! You think you won 1 million gil? Oh, you wish. They're chocolate coins. I work 28 hours a day in a dark, damp workplace that has 2 OSHA violations. I don't even get paid to make. To be fair, I don't care what you wear. In the end, you all look good anyway. Trust me.